Oh, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we got some stuff to fix and a lot of stuff to unbox. From our friends at Jenny RC, I got some miscellaneous bolts for the Kagama. There's some stock shock standoffs and other things in there. They were back ordered on. I initially wanted that before I went and ordered the real deal pieces, but okay, so let's see here. A bag in a bag. Look at that. I'm glad I didn't throw that away. Yeah, so my DSLR, I've been having problems with the microphone being static. Having a lot of static to it, so got a new cable. Which means this is my chassis bag. So I'm going to be putting this on the Max Slash. This is actually for an X Max. But I figure better it be too big than too small. I'm going to try to do something to keep some of that dang dirt out. Oh, the body post for the MT10 that decided to lose one out there in the woods somewhere. Very poor design. Oh, you know, I got this for the Grom, for the Typhon Grom, because I thought that the ESC motor combo or something like that, the bullets weren't going to work, so oh well, I didn't need it because the ESC that I got was too big. Let's see what else. I think I know what this is. Power Hobbies is having a sale. So these things are like half off. It's like 80 bucks versus 160. So it's 150 amp ESC. I don't really need it for anything right now, but in the hobby world, you never know when you might need something. There, and then what else we got here? What else? Oh, I'm kind of lost, man. I've been working on this shop. Oh, okay. I bought these here for the boat. The 10 mil wrenches so I can do the shaft, and then this is going to be for getting the prop off. And then with the new workbench, I got some magnets here. I'm going to maybe put them in a few places here to try to retain some tools. So, man, there we go. That concludes today's unbox section. Man, that's the good stuff. Alright, so first up on the bench is going to be the Team Associated MT10. I was going to do the body mounts. I was going to put a screw and a nut through here. I got this little deal here on Amazon. I was trying to save money and not get the Team Associated parts, and I really don't like the way that fits, so I'm going to wait. I'm going to put this off until I get the real deal one. But check this out. So this is AR48017 body post protection set. Now guys, if you're interested in most of the stuff that I use, these fans, ESCs, tools, stuff like that, in the video description is my Amazon store. Click on that, go to RCAWD, and you can find all this good stuff. I get asked a lot about all this stuff, and it's right there for you. Try to make it easy, but look at this, like right here, the body's getting disintegrated. So here's what I'm thinking. Look, this got a little nub right there. So if we put that right there on the body, and if we look, it fits perfect right there. So this is what I'm hoping is going to protect the body. So the kit comes with everything you need. It comes with the body post protector, the screw, and the nut right here. Oh, and look at that. We got some plastic we got to trim out. I think I need to shoe glue this, and I never show it. There's plenty of videos on how to shoe glue. It's not hard, but it's just such a long process, and it stinks to high heck. So all I want to do is just you know, you put your drywall tape in here, a little shoe glue. It's not hard. Not even like putting this on is hard, but sharing this one. I'm sharing the idea. I think it's a unique idea. Try to protect this back body from damage. Oh, it's definitely it's hitting. I missed this one just a little bit too low. But if you look, see the way these stick up past the body. So now when it hits, it should be hitting that. And look, you got plenty of room. This is the perfect size. These screws and all that fit right in there. So hopefully we can save the body. Okay, next, shocks. Need to work on the shocks. Alright, so before I get on to the shocks, I just want to show you I couldn't get, that's what happened. I couldn't get the original body mounts. They're all back ordered. So I got the cheapy one here on Amazon, and it was really loose. So what I did is I just put some hot glue in here. And now, if you look earlier, I had these chrome pins that were really easy to slide in and out. And they had a really nice bend that I like for on the bodies, kind of like what's on this body now. So I think I'm going to use those on my Synchro 4 because those are a little hard to move in and out. And these, I think, are from my one Vendetta I use on speed running. Because if you've ever messed with a brand new Arma, you know these body clips are extremely tight. So I actually had to use pliers to push them in and pull them the rest of the way through. So I think that should help resolve this. Now these shocks, this is just weird because it doesn't seem like the spring pressure is too much. Like you push it down, it's not coming all the way back up. If it was spring pressure, you'd think it would shoot right back up. So I'm thinking it's just the dampening. Something's going on here that it's just not letting the oil flow back because it's not returning. And like the back's not terrible, but this front, look, it just thud and bounces. So the only thing we could do is just take these shocks off and feel what they are doing. Pull the spring back. There's usually like that a notch right there. Will let you pull it out. Oh, look at that. There's actually a rubber spacer to keep the distance. That doesn't feel terribly hard. So what I'm looking for is how much like rebound is naturally out of it. Oh wow, you can't even move it. Like trying to pull it, feels like there's tar in there. Yeah, I think we might have to what boggles my mind is I was looking at some forums specifically for this vehicle, and people were talking about dropping like 80 weight oil in here. It's with the spring on, I mean, it feels really stiff, like there's too much spring. But without a spring, it's still really hard to. Honestly, I think it's just going to need thinner oil. That's what I think. It's really weird. This is only supposed to have like 40 weight oil. See, there's a lot of rebound with that. See, this doesn't feel that bad, actually. These, oh, they just, especially on the rebound, just do not want to move. This isn't terrible. Normally you run, I think, like a thicker weight in the rear. Can't recall. I don't know. I don't do too much tuning with stuff. I run it the way the factory set it up. I don't know. I guess now's the time I need to start learning. I'm messing with stuff. I mean, I understand the basics of how all this stuff works from working on real cars and things. See, like this one here really doesn't have a whole lot in its. So, make sure you don't lose the rubber bladder there in the top. Curious is how much is there a hole in the disc? I don't know, after I get the oil out, there appears to be about like 5. No, there's 6. So there's 6 holes in this disc, and the oil goes through those little holes, and that also contributes. So your shock system's kind of a combination of the springs, the oil, and the disc. So if you had bigger holes in here with the same oil, it would, work faster. Yeah. So it's kind of a complex little beast. There's no just one answer to everything there. But I'm going to go ahead and get these all taken apart, and we'll get these filled up with some fresh oil. I'm going to go with 30 weight, seeing how this is 40. And I feel 40 is just really, really slow. So I think if we thin the oil up, it should allow the piston to move through the oil faster and allow the suspension to work. Because that's what's happening now. Is like it's not moving. So check back in a minute. Alrighty. So I'm using a 30 weight oil. Supposedly what was in here was a 40 weight, and I don't know, man, that is really, really thick. So we're gonna try this. So we're gonna fill these up about most of the way. This is kind of what a lot of people asked of me. They wanted to some how-to on how to do these things. And if you're interested, people always ask me. I like this stand. It's in my Amazon store. It really does come in handy. So now, if we would have rebuilt these, like completely took them apart, new O-rings and seals, and never had any oil in here, the bleeding process would probably take a little bit longer because there'd be more dry cavities in here. But seeing how this already had oil in it, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. But what we're going to do is we're going to push this piston up slowly. You don't want to hammer that thing and you'll have like a face full of oil. Now don't push it past the oil. You can see like the tip of that's coming through. We don't want to push past. See the air bubbles that happen right there? So it's important that you don't push past where the oil is. You don't want to suck air into the... Matter of fact, I think pushing that tip up was just a little bit too far. So we're going to stop just shy of it. We're going to cycle this a few times. We're going to do this for each shock. And we're going to let them sit here in this little cradle and let any air bubbles work their way to the top for a few minutes. Okay? And then we'll get back to this. I hope this video is not going to be too long because I want to go out there and drive this RC and see how these shocks do. If not, I guess I might have to make that a whole nother video. But what we're doing now is we're just going to go ahead and top these things off. Now there's an interesting thing. There's a whole nother way of setting up the shocks that you can do. It involves where you put the shaft when you put them back together. So if you go ahead and put the top on here now, screw it down, when you push in the cylinder, the force inside will push this thing out. Now if you push it in halfway and then tighten up the cylinder, it'll push out a little bit. But what most people do is here, they push this all the way to the top. Let me get my rag here. I hate getting oil on the bench. So I did, yeah, there we go. I don't trust these things to seal right with the, if you leave it in the cap. I prefer to feel it right there. Now I should have had some oil, I think, ooze out. Maybe I don't have enough in there. I'll put a little bit more. It's a messy process. There we go. Now we got a little bit of oil. Let's push this all the way up. Yep, there we go. Now we got a mess. And all shocks are different. Some have like bleed vents up top. Some don't. It just does not feel very fast. It does not feel. Just going to lead me to think that maybe I need to drill out the holes, the disc in there. It's just not a very... Let me see something here. Alright. It's not much to putting these things back together, so for the sake of the video being too terribly long, I'm going to go ahead and get these things bolted on. I think we all know how to do that. And then we'll test it out. We'll see how it works. Well, I don't know. I mean, it feels like it's going down maybe a little bit easier, and it's actually bouncing back up. I put a little bit more preload into the springs to help it come up. But actually, yeah, you know what? Because before it was like really hopping. I think I'm kind of hoping I'm onto something here. Yeah, you know what? I really hope. I think that's gonna work, man. Oh yeah. Ooh. Oh yeah. Because when I drop it on the floor, it hit the chassis, which I don't think it would have even begun to do before. So I think we need to go take it out for a little test drive. I know this video is going to be long. On the bench ones tend to run that long, but I think we just need to see the final result. And I'll see you outside, and then we'll wrap this up. All right, not going to go far. We're just going to test drive this in the yard. Let's see. It probably would wheelie if I could get some traction. Oh yeah, it's picking up the wheels there. I gotta say, so far, I mean, just the way it's driving, it feels better. We won't make a decision on one jump. That seems better. Try to hit this thing with some speed. That was just a bad landing. Yeah, I think it's doing a whole lot better. Because before, you know, you're driving through this stuff, it was just bouncing everywhere. Actually looks like it's staying planted. There we go, yeah. I'm sorry, I just didn't feel like busting out the KC ramp and for a quick video here. It's landing on the wheelie bar. I need to nose it down. I want to get one or two really good high speed off of here. There we go. So let me know what you think. Does that look like more of a solid landing? Ah, yeah. Remember the last time I drove it in some stuff like this, it just was... It was bouncing everywhere. This thing's a little too fast for this spot. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, it still seems like it maybe has a little hop to it, but I put a little pre-tension in those back springs because it's still sagging, but well, I'm just definitely testing out the strength of the wheelie bar because I've landed on it how many times now, and so far so good. Yeah, before it was the front end was just hitting so hard, it was just like the whole car. Now the back end's got a little bounce. Like I said, I could take some of that spring pressure out. That should help. But I can deal with that. I can live with that. Because look at how bad it squats when you take off. It's already kind of like... Yeah, I would be better off with the KC ramp because it throws it further in the air. More time to correct. Yeah, still got a little bit of a hop. So let's see. It's still a bit bouncy, it looks like, but it's doing better. Because look, it's not flipping over and it's not uh-oh. Man, this thing freaking rips. Oh, poof. Man, we went from having non-stop rain to now it's being dry as anything. Well, everyone, I think that, you know, you can't make bad shocks perfect. You could try to make them a little bit better. I know Closer 1313, he offered to help out if I wanted to buy some Proline shocks, and I really appreciate that. I looked into it, and I don't think they even make shocks for this. I didn't see anything listed. Oh, but I think it's a whole lot better, honestly. Before, I couldn't, I had a hardest time driving it, like off-road. It was just bouncing everywhere. It would just, remember you'd land and it would flip over on landing because it would bounce back so hard. And I think a lot of people said that the control arms were really weak. I'm not sure if that was so much the issue as that the shocks just weren't absorbing any of the impact. and just sending all that shock through the control arms there. But yeah, man, this thing is it's freaking ripping now. Let me know what you think. See, there is a nice thing with these smaller scale RCs that you can bash them in the backyard. Like some of my other RCs, I need to travel and take them someplace bigger to really enjoy them. Where this one here, yeah, it's definitely a great backyard RC. I'll tell you what, man, when I first got it, I mean, it seemed okay. It just really was kind of just not that impressive. But, man, with just a simple ESC change to really wake up the power in this thing. And now that we got the shocks kind of dialed in, I'm pretty sure I killed the battery. That was... I think we got it, man. This is like a fun little RC now. Dirty little RC. All right, everyone. Hope you enjoyed... watching this episode on the bench, us dialing in some shocks. Wow, look at all that. This thing did come with a dust cover for here, but it's like impossible to get it in there. Check it out, man, the MT10. All right, thank you for the support. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in any of the parts for here, like I said, go to my Amazon store, and it really helps me with the channel. If you're interested in buying cars, I also have links to Horizon and AMAIN, and that helps me out as well. It's all affiliate links, so I get a commission, and it helps me buy the stuff to bring you the content. So, all right, everyone, appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you on the next one.